welcome back to Whiskey Thieves TV. You got the General here, and I have a very special guest. I'm here at CJ Cigars, and I'm with CJ herself.
Hello.
So we are really excited because we've always wanted to come down here and do a segment with CJ because she is phenomenal when it comes to knowledge with cigars. And both, myself, Joey, and Joe, we've kind of dabbled in the cigar, but it's such a variety of different, cigar types and flavors that you get lost. And when you don't know what you're talking about, you come down and you talk to someone like CJ because she knows it all.
Well, gee, thank you. That's very kind. That's saying a whole lot.
Well, it's the truth. We are sipping on a little Elijah Craig here because,
That's nice.
What goes better with a cigar than some nice whiskey. This is definitely one of my favorites. So this is the Elijah Craig 1789 small batch. So it's a 94 proof, a little hot, little Kentucky hug.
Ooh.
Did you get a little Kentucky hug?
It's warm.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. So if I was just starting out, what are some things I need to know about cigars?
Well, eat first. Okay.
I've noticed that actually.
Yeah,
I've turned
yeah.
green once or twice when I haven't
so
eaten.
make sure you have
That is
something to eat and then come prepared to relax.
Okay.
Spend some time, maybe 45 minutes to an hour, and take the journey.
Yeah. And what would you say from a cigar in particular? I'm not saying a specific brand, but a blend for an entry cigar smoker.
Well, I would tell them to start from something mild to medium, and with the Connecticut wrapper.
Okay. So why Connecticut?
Well, it's a little lighter. It's not as spicy.
Okay.
And that way, it's kind of like the whiskey. You don't start off with, or do you? Yes, you do.
You could go either way.
Yeah.
But yes, no, I'm
Okay.
with you. I know what you're
Okay.
saying. So do you mind if we go into the
Let's
humidor
do it.
and check out your selection?
Okay, let's do it.
So we're in the humidor. This is the layer. This is the spot.
It is.
So what is the temperature in here?
Temperature, it's 72 degrees at 72%.
So if I'm a new timer, come in, where would you push me? Where would you suggest I should go?
Well, we'd start right here.
Yeah.
And I would tell you about the Placentia, and I would tell you about this one. It's the first certified organic cigar
Oh.
made. And it's also got a 94 rating.
What's the price point on Placentia?
Okay, so they range from like $15 up to $32.
Okay. And what's interesting, it's like whiskey, right? So whiskey has all these different notes to it. And,
Yes.
and so to tie
Absolutely.
it back, I love that cigars and whiskey has such a relationship from that perspective. I have one more question because I think a lot of folks, when they come into a cigar shop, they wonder about the size.
Each cigar manufacturer has one that's a Robusto,
Uh-huh.
which is generally like a 5x50. For example, this would be a more Robusto, see as it says.
Uh-huh.
This is Robusto, and they might differentiate just slightly, but generally we can assume that a Robusto is a 5x50 and a 30-minute to 40-minute smoke. The ring gauge and the length determine the time that you're going to smoke it because you want to give it your undivided attention. As
I was always wondering what dictated that.
well, the first, second, third part of the journey, you end up here, so you want to do that in one sitting. Otherwise, you will lose that journey if you were to stop and relight it. Many people do, but it's not recommended.
Right.
So you have to. When I say you give the cigar your undivided attention, you look at your clock and go, well, I've got an hour. And so I'm going to select a cigar that's going to, fill that hour space up.
Right.
We have cigars that will smoke for 3 hours, and that's an Asylum 13 and it's an 8x80.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, but 3 hours if you got 3 hours.
And this is a Davidoff puts out the back
Oh,
to
really?
back.
Okay.
And this
Is that a 3 hour cigar?
This one is about 2 hours.
Okay.
But the price point is great when you think about, it's $14 for 2 hours.
It's Crazy.
So it's a great price point.
So if you're golfing or something, I mean,
Absolutely.
that'll last you the whole round.
Absolutely.
That's another thing that some of we talked about, the difference between when you're lighting a cigar, matches versus butane. What is the proper, or what is it recommended?
Well, if you think about it, you want to light a cigar in the same manner you would roast a marshmallow.
Okay.
So a match is not going to burn that long.
No.
Right? And so you don't want to really put the cigar in the fire, but you want to roast it by looking at it and, lighting up the outside wrapper first, seeing that all the embers are lit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay.
And then hitting the center and getting a nice briquette so that it stays lit and you're not, relighting it, or you're not taking a supercharged hit to keep it lit. If you don't have a torch lighter and you only have matches, then I recommend taking some cedar. And a lot of the boxes will come with pieces of, they separate right here, piece of cedar.
Thin cedar,
Yeah, so, and they do sell cedar sticks, which is great, but so this is just the way.
And let it.
Yeah, just break a piece off, and there you go. That's kind of a thick piece, but but that's what you do, and you light it, and it's very aromatic.
Well, I want to thank you guys for stopping in. We really enjoyed our talk with CJ. I mean, if anyone's in Dorado Hills ever, and if you live here, because I know a few of you out there, you do, come by, see CJ. She can set you up with the right, tobacco or cigar. If you need a humidor or a torch, she's got you covered. So
I love it.
Thank you. Stay safe, stay sane.